So I have about 30 minutes of throwaway footage from this year. These are just the projects I've abandoned along the way, and just thought it would be fun to put those out there. So embrace the weirdness and enjoy. Well, howdy folks. Welcome to Totally Useless Texas Trivia, the show where we dive deep into the most irrelevant facts about the Lone Star State. I'm your host, Tex McCourt. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sedentary Stand Up, the show where I sit down because standing up is overrated. Are you struggling to keep your creative edge? Are you following a script that people can predict? Or are you doing things a little on the unconventional side? Do you take the red pill? Do you take the blue pill? Do you have a plastic bag full of Legos, some of which have been observed by others? Do you find yourself creatively burned out when stuck to a script, but enlivened with excitement when you can just let the creativity flow? Do you seem more engaging when you're wearing glasses? Were you aware that the red pill and the blue pill were actually just sweethearts? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then perhaps my work here is done. If you answered no, I'm going to make you stew on that for a while. Alright, yeah, I want to be sure that this is covered up really good because, people are noticing on the sides. Even though I've got the cap, the hair is not filled in just right. It does show up on video. Statistically, there's no good reason for you to watch this video. But if you do, there might be opportunity to learn something that could change the trajectory. Spider! There we go. Could change the trajectory of time. Certainly the way you spend time. If I can lure you somewhere completely different than you've ever seen before. What comes to mind when you struggle to see eyes? You struggle to see mouths. somehow you still process what you're hearing. You still notice that life goes on. And as soon as you get the mechanics of what you're trying to do with your life, you're interrupted by things like that spider that dropped out unexpectedly. You go down a path where you don't use a script. You make it up on the fly, and sometimes you even lose your way, you lose your place. But you keep trying to freewheel, hoping something you say might have some relevance or pertinence. Maybe you even flip the script. You go red eye on the left, blue eye on the right. Maybe you bring them down and then kind of got like a multicolored cat ear thing behind this guy. Really, the potential is limitless. But you have to ask yourself one simple question. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? About 38 months ago, I invested in a dartboard and hung it in my backyard. The weather has ruined the board, and I have but one dart left, weathered and eroded with time. And so now, we partake in this moment together. See if I still got the magic, baby. Fail once, try again. Yes, I still got it. There's certainly a bizarre quality to the video. However, I'm unclear what the character's motivations are. What is his backstory? And why should I really pay any attention to what he's doing? Is there more than meets the eye? Do not be alarmed. This is the best way to take control of your hair loss. People will start looking at you as if you've totally turned things around. Total paradigm shift. I mean, you can skyrocket the potential for people to take notice. Throw in some frosted tips. Boom. The future is yours. Hey, what is this thing?
It could be poison.
What in the world?
Dad, don't get so close. Don't get.
What is that?
Dad, you're too close. It's gonna get me.
I was just thinking about the idea of random obsessions that consume a lot of our time. I'm a guy that has been known to get a little fixated on things. A couple of years ago, actually I think it was last year, I got hooked on collecting quarters. I got a pretty good ways through the collection process. And one of the ways that I was able to find all those quarters, or most of the ones that were in these collections, was actually using vending machines at my place of employment. And you put the coin in the machine and then it spits out a different coin. You might not realize that, but when you do that, it goes down, it's at the top, and then there's a whole slew of coins from previous people. And so I actually collected, I don't know, 30 or 40 new coins that way. So that was one obsession. There you go. This is inspired by one of my novels. And of itself could be an obsession, right? You start exploring a universe, and then you put it on the page. I suppose, in some sort of fashion, I've got a little bit of a Peter Pan syndrome, and I'm not ready to grow up. So I still have this Lego set of an idealized house that I want to own, and I actually do own it now. And I want to build it again. That is a... Dang. Should have kept the box. It's worth $184. See what I can do to put this back together. We have a garage door. Bones and bologna. Bones and bologna won't cost you money, not a red cent eating granny's macaroni. You may tire of the processed meats, but you've got four filled red beets. Play the zucchini, maybe something silly, but you're plumb dead broke. About 17 weeks ago, I started joining conference calls with a new development on my head. And I didn't ever really explain myself, and no one else has ever been brave enough to ask. So I just thought maybe others would find that comical, because, I mean, this is clearly not really mine. These people have worked with me for years, and depending on the mood, I could get a little younger or older. Alright, so I recently traveled to Las Vegas and went to the most immersive, artsy, and creative experiences that I've ever seen in my life. So I was just going to talk about it a little bit and show a unique thing that I took away from that location. So throughout the southwestern United States and beyond, a series of artists and creatives have come together to come up with Meow Wolf. Now the Las Vegas iteration is actually called Omega Mart. And this is a bag that came from Omega Mart, which is more or less a storefront for a far more immersive experience. That's one of those things you just have to see to believe. They go all out though. I mean, you can get Omega Mart Cola. They have an entire storefront available at your disposal. But even more interestingly than that, it's what's behind that storefront and the storylines that propel the storefront in this journey that it's just too crazy not to show off. So 90s kids, you probably remember these. So Meow Wolf is selling these at their Las Vegas store, and I can only enjoy it so much this way, so I'm going to see if I can show you. Let's see how this works. I haven't tried this yet. Alright, let's see. Let's get that lined up. There you go. So there's the look of the storefront. There it goes. Alright. So behind the store you have all these other immersive worlds. Why is this not working? Well, that's not going to work. When the fun stops. I recently took a trip to another state which will not be named and received this brochure. Can you guess what this is for? When would fun stop in your life? I'll give you a few hints. The hidden illness. The warning signs. Help is available. They have a hotline. All right, here we go. In the beginning, I gambled because it was fun. It was magical, the way gambling freed me from the worries, fears, and frustrations of everyday living. When the problems began, I convinced myself that one more bet would solve everything. But one bet led to another, leaving me with the pain of lost money, lost time, lost self-respect, and the pain of losing control. You know who said that? Neither do I. It's anonymous. For most people, gambling is entertainment, a fun activity that can be enjoyed without harmful effects. But for some, it's not just a game, it's a serious problem that continues even after the fun is gone. Just as some people can become addicted to alcohol or drugs, it's possible for a person to become obsessed with an uncontrollable urge to gamble. This is problem gambling, an emotional illness that often remains hidden until the consequences of repeated gambling begin to affect the financial and emotional security and stability of the gambler and the family. As the stress of these consequences increases, the problem gambler finds he or she must seek relief through even more gambling. The result is progressive financial and emotional deterioration, which can destroy both the gambler and his or her family. Problem gambling can affect men and women of any age, race, or religion, regardless of financial or social status. It's not possible to predict who will develop a gambling problem. But once identified, the problem can be successfully treated. Problem gambling is not easily detected. The person with a gambling problem often will go to great lengths to maintain a normal appearance while covering up the consequences of their gambling. Some of the indicators that a person may be suffering from a gambling problem include losing time from work, school, or family due to gambling, repeated failed attempts to stop or control the gambling, borrowing money to gamble or pay gambling debts, gambling to escape worry or trouble, neglecting the care of oneself or family in order to gamble, lying about the amount of time and money spent on gambling, gambling more money in an attempt to win back losses, selling or pawning personal possessions to get money to gamble, feelings of hopelessness, depression, and others as a result of gambling. Not to worry though. Help is available. If you or someone you know is experiencing the fear, frustration, or anger due to a gambling problem, you're not alone. By reaching out to people who understand, you can find the help you need without fear of judgment or further pain. The Problem Gamblers Hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to answer your questions and offer confidential assistance. Caring and knowledgeable specialists will provide information on available treatment and support resources in your area for both the gambler and those affected by the gambler's problem. When the fun stops, help is just a click or call away. The Problem Gamblers Hotline, 1-800-522-4700. Okay, so I'm not picking on these. I'm merely reading descriptions of some plot lines that sound questionable. What if 15 years ago, Bob Walker left his college sweetheart Wendy and his calling to be a preacher in order to pursue a business opportunity? Now with a high-paying executive gig, a trophy fiancée, and a new Mercedes, he hasn't considered a family nor felt the need to set foot in a church. Mayberry Man. Chris Stone is an arrogant movie star with a bad attitude. When he's busted for speeding in a small southern town, the local judge sentences him to spend a week at a wholesome festival celebrating the Andy Griffith Show. Immersed in modern-day Mayberry, surrounded by overly friendly superfans dressed as characters from the show, he's given a chance to discover the true meaning of friendship and family. Storm Rider. Spoiled 18-year-old Danny's world is turned upside down when her father gets arrested and she has to go stay with her gruff Uncle Sam out in the country. As Danny and her uncle struggle to bond, she's given an orphaned horse to foster and train. Heaven Sent. Troublemaker Eddie Chandler, a rambunctious freewheeling teen, joins up with Howard, a bumbling novice guardian angel, to spin the whole town around in this hilarious family adventure. Share the joy, excitement, tears, and laughter as our unlikely duo dishes outside splitting justice, serving the bad guys their worst nightmare and leaving kids of all ages with plenty to cheer about. The Imposter. Christian rock's hottest band, Grand Design, is heading to the top, but after singing about Jesus at concerts, their lead singer lives for himself off the stage. Fat Chance. Allison, an overweight dental assistant, is challenged to find her self-worth when she falls into an online relationship with her longtime friend and crush, Justin. But there's a problem. She's used the photo of her attractive friend in her online dating profile, which is what caught Justin's eye. Allison spends the summer with Justin, balancing both versions of herself until the secret slips out. Those are just a few. Okay, so I'm going to be brutally honest here. I actually thought that I lost my hair, and I haven't known quite what to do, but I was digging around under my desk. Lo and behold, on top of a random snare drum, I've still got it, baby. And so in a one-take wonder sort of fashion, I'm going to install the hair back onto my head as if it's always been there. Now, I've been told recently that I might want to consider the strategy with which how I manage the hair. So you can drop it lower on the forehead and have a younger, more contemporary look, but that goes on the assumption that people are all shorter than you, and that's not necessarily the case because there's a nice hole right there, and I mean, probably don't want to just get a highlighter and fill in that spot. That's going to be noticed. So next best thing you can do is you can raise the hairline up, try to coif it to the side, have a sort of Sting, Hulk Hogan meets the flock of seagulls sort of style. The secret to improving your singing voice is as easy as 3 simple steps. Step 1. Start singing below your potential, like this. Step 2. Sing a little bit better, but add some nasaliness to your voice. Step 3. Try to actually sing. Hello, I sing better than you. At some point in time, we decided to consolidate our DVD collection into these sleeve booklets, and I alphabetized everything. And I was able to keep up with all the movies, but I couldn't part ways with the covers. So now I'm preparing for a special project on a much beloved film, and I can't find the cover that I'm looking for. That's a good one. Yeehaw! Yikes. Who doesn't need a copy of this one? Trimmer's Attack Pack. Ooh, 1408. Wishbone on DVD. Speed. DVD. Stand By Me. Scared of spiders? Sometimes sequels are pretty good. Ooh! Double ooh. Gotta respect the classics. Yeah? Yeah, here you go. Oh, that one really scared me the first time I saw it. You need a guide to the galaxy? All here, and I got nothing. So I'm gonna have to keep. This song is stuck in my head. Yeah. It's about to get a little bit better. Little pick me up before we go into the office.
Alright, you had a large iced hazelnut coffee.
Yes, thank you.
A large Coke, 2 burritos, and 1 hash brown.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. You too. And you know the best part? It's Grimace's birthday. So there's a million things to celebrate. My chattiness will probably kick in here in another hour or so. Real good. That was the breakfast of champions, my friend. And I don't normally do interviews unless I can have my own creative liberties, you know, do things I shouldn't be doing. It's a shame that there ain't more people in the world that hold on to this kind of stuff, because you never know when it might come in handy. And yeah, it's a little beat up there at the top, but you know, still grab things and pick things up, give your head a good scratching from time to time. We're getting ready to take us a trip to the city of Sand up in Nevada, as I like to call it. We ain't going to be staying out there in Enterprise or Spring Valley. Somewhere in Fremont, I think they call it. And we're just looking forward to a humdiddly-do of a good time. So I'm this 27, 28 years down the road, and
Probably record over it. That might not be the worst idea. Then again, I don't know. Maybe it'll be entertainment for someone somewhere. One guy musing, having a good time. No charge to him, no charge to you, but time, that precious thing. Before you're all said and done, we all walk away a little happier, a little more time.